With dance, the moment you move, you stand revealed for good or for ill for what you are.
For more than 25 years, Karen Sudds has seen the impact of dance in both the church and the community. She is the founder and executive director of Corps Bara Dance Theatre in Calgary, Alberta, a Christian professional dance company.
And so it's very vulnerable. And I think that's why it moves people so much, because it communicates on a level of vulnerability and a level that we can't necessarily articulate with our mind. So it's felt in the spirit.
It was literally on the dance floor that Karen's spirit was moved towards faith through the story of her dance instructor.
You know, dance and my faith happened in the same place in the same time. And so I always felt, I want to do that for somebody. I want to create, this didn't happen in a church. This happened in a dance studio. And I always thought, I want to provide that kind of space for other people that maybe aren't going to go into a church, especially artists, and create a safe place for them to enter into community, into dialogue, because art is such a great place.
And from that impulse emerged the Corps Bara Dance Theatre, a place for dancers to express themselves both physically and spiritually.
Somebody called us double dance missionaries, and I think that's a really apt description of us, because we're bringing dance into the church, but we're also that avenue and bridge into the arts community.
Karen developed a rigorous training program as well as 2 dance companies, one professional and a youth company designed for younger, less experienced dancers. Her daughter Ainsley dances as a professional and also oversees the youth company.
Don't forget this right here.
Okay.
See you later. We're creating a technically sound and strong and challenging environment for the dancers where they can leave here and go become professional dancers. That's our goal, is that we're pushing them in their performance as well as their technique and in their spirituality at the same time, so that if they do leave us and go get professional jobs, they have a strong spiritual base that goes with their technical and performance base.
It's so important as an artist, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, and maybe especially if you're a Christian, to take your talent and develop it to the absolute utmost that God has given you. Do the best with it. And so in training, I do. Excellence is really important to me. Artistic excellence, technical excellence, spiritual excellence, relational excellence. But I think in order to have integrity, especially in the public, in the marketplace, in the arts, it has to be excellent.
Ainsley has faced her share of challenges as an aspiring dancer, but she says there is one thing that is a growing inspiration in her life.
My students, I've been in it since I was 3 years old, so a long time. And I just can't, I've gone through times where I haven't been able to keep going because, like I said, it's your body and it's damaging. I've had injuries. I've struggled with whether or not to keep doing it. But now that I'm here, I've been working with the youth company for the last 3 years and watching them progress and watching how amazing our students are in comparison to other students. Their technique, their ability, their passion is so inspiring, and they're more passionate than I ever was. And I feel that's probably why I'm in this role.
Rachelle Berg is one of those students. Training at Corps Bara for 12 years, she now dances with the youth company.
I just think it's amazing, and I've really appreciated what it's done for me and strengthened my faith and my friendships, and it also gives you a really good technical dance base, which I think is also important.
Rachelle now works with the younger dancers on occasion, wanting to influence this next generation through what she calls God-honoring dance.
As a senior dancer, then you kind of are a role model for the younger dancers and someone that they can look up to and aspire to train to be like. I think God-honoring dance, to me, is about using the gifts that God has given us, and me in particular, to honor and glorify Him, and even just using dance as a worship expression, like in the Bible when dance is used as worship. And I think that Corps Bara embodies that and is able to use dance as a worship, but also our bodies as tools to communicate His different messages.
Corps Bara founder Karen Sudds admits it has not been easy to bring this God-honoring dance into the church community.
And when I started, people would ask me, well, you can't be a Christian if you're a dancer. And so it was very difficult. The choice of movement we were able to do, costuming, everything, it was definitely really plowing ground and pioneering and having to gain the respect in the church, and a lot of it was about education. So that was very hard. That's really taken at least 15 years of really, persevering in that and creating relationships with churches and the church community.
And some of that resistance, she says, is because people of faith often don't have what she calls a body theology.
We are really good at understanding God, trying to understand God and our faith with our mind. We try to nurture our spirit, but we cut off our physical body. So we lack that willingness or openness to experience God physically. And dance speaks to that. And I think that's why it makes people uncomfortable, because it requires all of you.
Bronwyn Spilsbury, the pastor of children's ministries at Foothills Alliance Church, attended a Christmas production by Corps Bara and saw a great opportunity to introduce dance into her congregation through the children.
I invited Corps Bara to come here and to bring their dancers, who interacted amazingly well with the children. And just the purity of their dance, the beauty of their spirit, involving all of that. You combine children and angels and Christmas. Dance is very acceptable at a time like that.
And while she admits that in the past dance has been taboo in some churches, it's beginning to find a place among the pews.
Gradually, I think, as it's been spreading across the country, and people have been seeing that this is an art form just as much as PowerPoint can be an art form. I think it's just another step in our whole journey of embodying the whole person, bringing the whole person to Christ when we come to church. And I think that is really the greatest gift of dance in the service. It helps people to express without words what is in their hearts.
Though it's been difficult, Karen says Corps Bara has made great strides forward as a professional Christian dance company. And though not fitting in has been a challenge, it's also been a benefit.
Because for so long we didn't really fit in the church. We weren't really fully accepted there. And now we're not fully accepted, but growing in the public sector. But because of that, we've had to develop our own voice without necessarily the great support from either side. So in that, it's really unique. Our voice has become unique. The choreographic voice we've been able to develop without anybody else's agendas placed upon us. So I think it's a gift, and I don't see it really ever getting easy. And I think we have something really important to say. And through the arts, I think we can say it in such a way that people will listen, particularly dance or music, where it's not words necessarily that we're using. And I think we have the opportunity to, especially in such a young country as Canada, to influence our art form for the glory of God and really have a lasting impact.
In Calgary, Natalie Faith for 100 Huntley Street.